from helpmysquashgame.com, and we're into summer training now. So this is the time when you really start getting nitpicky about your stroke and where you start to really make major changes for the winter season. So the off season is when you do it. And one of the things I want you to start really paying attention to is the sequence of your stroke. What I mean by that is you are always trying as a default to step and hit at the same time. So in other words, when you put your last foot down, you need to be actually striking the ball. Now, if you're trying to do that, the preparation is a really key part of your racket work. You need to put your racket somewhere useful, and you need to do it early. If you can do it early, you will have a really efficient sequence and stroke. For the doubles players, think about this. There is honest to God, no excuse for you not having your racket ready. You're only playing on one side of the court. So most of the time you can have your racket up and ready for a forehand if you're on the forehand side of the court, or a backhand. It's completely different. There is really no excuse for not having your racket ready and somewhere useful. So please, I'd like you over the next couple of weeks to really pay attention to that and build that through your summer, so it's a completely new way of striking the ball and it's well ingrained into your body by the time the next season starts. And in terms of learning is a process. And I want to give you a book that I came across that I thought you might find really interesting. The book is The Art of Learning, and it's by a guy called Josh Waitzin. Now, he's talking about the process of learning. He's not talking about sport at all. He's talking about learning in its most general sense. But there are sport-related parts of it. So I would love you to take this book out and use it as a resource, because you know what? You are going to be a lifetime learner. I know that. If you're listening to this show, you have to be that sort of person. So check it out. I think you'll find it a very interesting read. So now with regards to training, this week I want to show you a piece of equipment that you might have come across. It's called a Bosu Ball. It's a half domed ball, and you can use either the flat side or you can use the domed side. The biggest thing I want you to understand about this particular piece of equipment is it's unstable, so it's fantastic to do stuff like lunges. It's great for foot strengthening, great for ankle strengthening. So it's going to follow on the theme of last time where I showed you how to start to strengthen your feet. So check out what I'm going to show you on the Bosu Ball. So here I am standing on a Bosu Ball, and what I'm doing first of all is I've got the flat side up, which is a little kinder to the feet, and all I'm doing is just rocking around on it, getting my ankles starting to get warmed up. When you've done this, depending on how you feel, you might feel like being a little bit more aggressive to the feet by turning the Bosu Ball over and being on the domey side. Now you can see here, my feet are working in a much bigger range. So now I'm working my ankles, I'm getting some motion in there, and I can, after I've done this, I can start doing something like stepping and lunging onto the ball, so that I get the feel of what it feels like to put my foot down. There's thousands of ways you can use this, but it will help your ankle mobility, your foot mobility, and your foot strength. Good luck. This is Barb Cooper, just suggesting that you should work your feet in order to be able to have great motion on the court. And now it's time for Ask Barb. And this is a question that I again have had so many people write in and comment about that I thought that I should really address it. So many players get trouble with their ankles. And their ankles, obviously, squash is all about your feet. If you can't get to the ball, you can't hit it. So with regards to ankles and turning ankles, I want you to understand a couple of things about life nowadays. Life nowadays means we spend most of the time sitting in front of a computer, barely awake as far as our body's concerned. So when we come to play squash, that's a violent change for us. You need to be ready to allow your body to open up and start to understand that it's going to be really used. If you have weak ankles, one of the things I would suggest you do, and this will sound crazy, but stand on one leg with your eyes shut. Do it regularly. Every time you have to wait in line at a bank, every time you have to wait for anything, you're waiting for a lunch or whatever, stand on one leg with your eyes shut. You'll find that your foot will be trembling, but that's exactly what you want. You want those proprioceptors starting to wake up and realizing that they've got to be used. That's my tip for today. And this is Barb Cooper from helpmysquashgame.com signing off. See you next show.